The energy and the preciousness of this place resonates every day.
Such a beautiful spot in the desert with the buttes in the background all the time, the great views and vistas that you get on the golf course.
Cast of characters that you wouldn't believe. Not quite Caddyshack, but sometimes not too far from it.
This is like Vegas. What happens at Papago stays at Papago, some of this stuff. But it was a wild time out here when we were younger.
I am truly a product of a municipal golf course and of amazing people that wanted to help our generation and teach us and watch us be successful.
But this place was a beginning for me in golf, and it holds so many great memories, and not just for me, but for so many people that lived here in the valley when there weren't very many places to play.
It attracted all the good players, and there were so many really good players, both amateurs and even some professionals. You'd practice, you'd play against really the best golfers in Arizona.
I was here in the early 70s, and this was one of the tougher courses around. So we all liked playing this golf course because you had to hit it good to play here and score.
There were a lot of really, what you would call a lot of really good sticks around Papago. You know, everybody had game, and everybody had accomplished different levels along the way.
Had the National Public Links Tournament here in 1971, and they made the course very difficult. It was 72-hole stroke play, and they had rough about 8 inches high everywhere off of the sides of the fairways.
First thing you got to look at is the location. The location here, right in the middle of the valley, basically. So everybody comes from all over.
My family first started coming to Papago because of my dad, who was a weekend golfer. He was a carpenter by trade, knew nothing about golf, and he was one of those crazy people that would sit in line at 4 a.m. at the gates to get a tee time on Saturday morning.
The people that come out here and park and wait all night, they'd get out here, a lot of them came after they got done closing the bars, and start forming a line. When Moreland Road went straight on back out, there'd be a quarter-mile long and where there'd be like 30 cars and stuff. Yeah, and they'd come out here, and it'd take us about 10 minutes to fill up the whole day.
Tee times were very hard. So it was important to get into a club so that you knew that you were going to get a tee time on whatever day.
It's kind of weird because it wouldn't happen these days, but you could drop your 6-year-old kid off here, and as long as the staff knew who they were and the patrons that were here, it was like a big family. You could leave them here and everybody's watching out for them. They're practicing and playing with them.
We would putt for quarters, and a quarter got you a drink got you a soda at the snack bar. My mom never had to give Heather and I money for a snack or soda because we usually would earn it by winning a lot of putting games.
The atmosphere that got created here, and I think it was a lot to do with my dad. He was the teaching pro at Arizona Country Club just down the street from early 1960 until Papago opened in September of 1963.
My dad came across this very special person named Arch Watkins. In the afternoons, he'd get in a golf cart and he'd drive down to the corner of the range between the range and the green. And so that's like if you had got time with Arch, you were in the special spot, and Arch never charged anybody for lessons.
He gave back to so many juniors and allowed us the opportunity to play and practice, and he really nurtured us and helped us. It was a wonderful experience.
He would do stuff that you wouldn't expect. I mean, as a junior golfer, one time he paired me up. It was Mike Morley, Howard Twitty, and Paul Kurtzer. And as a junior golfer, it was like, oh my God, I've never been so nervous in my life. But Arch would do stuff like that for all the kids.
He was like the Pied Piper. He'd have all these little kids kind of following him around and stuff, and it was pretty neat to see.
Arch created this home. You can have fun doing it, and you work hard, but this is a place to hang out and have fun and have some good laughs and have a good time.
He told me early on if I ever threw a club or broke a club in anger, I could not play. And he meant period, until I was old enough to be on my own, and he meant it because it would be a reflection on his reputation that he's kids acting up.
The values that were installed in me, you know, just the things that you learn, the right and the wrong and how to get along with people. It was just, you know, it's just the right place to be. That was a big building block for the rest of life.
It was like a big family, and even though different characters came in and out of the pro shop working for my dad, the same aura kept getting perpetuated.
I had been for several years the president of the ASU Athletic Foundation. And Karsten was meeting the end of its journey as a golf course. The golf teams needed a place to go. I have been close to the golf program since I first came out to Arizona in the 80s. And I was asked if I would help facilitate the move from Karsten to Papago. You couldn't redo Papago and be comfortable that you were going to make it financially successful if it was golf course only. Every golf course could use a facility like the Papago Clubhouse because it's not designed just for the golfer. It's designed for the community.
The new Papago is really amazing. How it has evolved and getting to be a part of the process and building our ASU facility, to see it come back to life and to see it, all the people that were involved to get Papago back on its feet and better than ever, and it's become a cool place to hang out again.
Everyone seems to circle back around to here. There's an attraction there somehow or other.
It's still the great golf course. It's not the same clubhouse, but what they developed here is unbelievable.
It's hard to describe. It's just kind of like a magical place. It's just, you're in the city, but you feel like you're not.
So when Arch was here, there was a bunch of juniors, Heather and Missy and Billy and all those that came up through the program. And now we have a first tee program here. And there's a bunch of Heathers and Missys and Billys that are coming up.
You know, this is a great place for parents to bring their kids. It's got a great range, got great instructors. It's a place where families can do their thing.
With the advent of ASU now coming in and everything, they're going to find out that this is competition. This is what competition is all about. And of course, everybody knows the putts all break towards the river. Which way's the river?
You know, over the last few years, Papago has absolutely become a jewel for the city of Phoenix. It's a wonderful, wonderful spot.
To me, Papago has the chance to be the epicenter of golf, and what I love most about it is it's municipal, it's public, it's owned by all of us. We can all protect it, we can all participate, we can all use it, we can all share in it, and we all have an obligation to make it better.
What it has meant to me is the same that it's meant to hundreds of thousands of people that have come through those gates since the course opened in 1963. It was a home. It's the new Papago. It's busy, it's vibrant, it's welcoming, and it's open to everybody.